What's up, Starcraft fans? Last time we did Vorazun with Dark Templar and Shadowguard. This time we'll do Karax with Sentinels. Oh boy. I'll make heavy use of energizers here. I need them to whack the enemies as fast as they can. So I hope that it'll be less of a pain. Oh boy. We'll have combat unit life and shield so that my Sentinels last longer. I'll have repair beam healing rate so that my Sentinels last longer, and then I'll have Spear of Rain energy because I want to break down the rocks so I can get an expansion really fast. So map is Oblivion Express, where we will destroy 9 trains that will try to go from the west side of the map to the east end of the map, and we can't let more than 1 train escape. So thank you to Endarth, Lucinus and Peternus, a Shadow Archon, who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. Once again, we're going on the Maguro map because I want the enemy composition to be the same across everyone. Let's do it. Alright. Spawning here in player 1's base. We are Karax. Our strategy will be to get as many Sentinels as we can and make them shoot faster or attack faster using energizers. So energizers are not melee units, so they will hit from the ground to air. They will hit the air. They'll be primary anti-air this game. I mean, aside from the orbital strikes. So we'll wanna take out these rocks using 10 shots on this rock and 10 shots on the main rock, so I can also get an extra gas. I'm not gonna get the other gas because I'll be using primarily Sentinels. The only gas I need is for a few energizers and then upgrades, so don't really need it for anything else. So you can see I got an expansion first. An expansion is really important for Karax, especially in this game, because I'll need as many minerals as I can to finance my army of primarily Sentinels and a few energizers to augment the attack speed of my Sentinels. So for that reason, I will get the gas. I will also get these Spear of Rune upgrades. The Spear of Rune upgrades will allow Karax to generate more energy on this top bar right here. You can see this number, it's at 22 at the moment. Once I have the upgrades from the Solar Forge, that upgrade or that number will go up faster, and that's basically my energy bar, my mana on the top bar. And the more mana / energy I have, the more of these orbital strikes I'll be able to use on air units and stuff. So for now, I'm just getting a lot of workers. That is the name of the game. At 4 minutes, the first attack wave will spawn on the far northwest end of the map. They will traverse through this ravine. It is a ravine, isn't it? Well, we'll call it a valley if you don't want to call it a ravine. I'll call it a ravine. But you can call it a valley if you want. What is the difference between a valley and a ravine anyway? I guess a ravine doesn't have to be cliffed on both sides, so alright, let's call it a valley then. They will go through the valley and attack through here, and I will try to stop that attack wave. For now, we have a bunch of workers saturating this mineral line, so you can see in 1v1 you have 8 mineral patches on the main base and 8 mineral patches on the expansion, but you can clearly see in the co-op there are 7 mineral patches in the main base and 5 patches on the expansion base. Of course, the number of gases is the same, so it's not immediately evident to 1v1 players. They still like to go for 16 workers, believing it is optimal efficiency. Optimal efficiency in 1v1 is having 2 workers per patch. In co-op, it's 3, especially if you're going to be heavily mineral dependent. Because the patches don't run out. You see I have 4,000 minerals on this side. So I'm not in danger of running out. So I can just maximally saturate that. And also because I'm going to be stuck on 2 bases. You can see the way I put these Sentinels is I do not want the Zerglings to get a full surround of them. When these Zealots get a full surrounded, the Zerglings will be able to attack at least 5. At least 5 of them will be able to hit each Zealot, which means they will deal more damage because more of them are hitting at the same time. So I backed up against this wall, so at most 2 Zealots will be able to attack at any one time. So you can see I'm getting the Fire Lance upgrade. I'm getting the Fire upgrade for my Super Varun, so that I'll be able to use the fire damage to destroy the first train. I will not use the Sentinels for the first train because this number of Sentinels is not sufficient to delete this first train. So for now, I've opted to go for a Sentinel here to get vision of this patch of the rail, and I'll get another unit on this ledge to get vision of this part of the rail. And you will see later on where that comes in. Energizer is in. This Energizer will be critical for my defense because that will that will boost my Sentinels and give them faster attack speed, and that will power the rest of my offense later on. So you can see a bunch of Zerglings over here. They will also have some Hydralisks. I do not want to engage that, so instead I will have this Zealot over here while they're defending this side, of course. And then once I get vision, I have a probe here. Meanwhile, I have these. I have gotten the reconstruction upgrade for my Sentinels, so now they will revive once upon getting destroyed. So you can see this train is continuously taking damage. It is continuously decreasing in health because the fire is still continuously dealing damage to it. So now I can focus the rest of my attacks on this end. And now that I have enough Zealots, I can just kind of engage it. You can see that that train is kind of getting away. I do not want to let it get away, so I warp in a pylon over here at the ledge and then warp a Zealot past it. So I can give that train one last zap of my orbital strike to take it down. Again, that will not count toward the melee damage at the end, but I just really need to buy time until I'm sufficiently ramped up, until I have enough Sentinels basically to take on the enemies indefinitely. As soon as the upgrades are going to be pretty important here, since all I have are melee units. You can see that with the number of Zealots I have right now, I can engage this train or this escort from the first train head on. Second train is on the way. You can see at the minimap on the lower left. Second train is approaching this rail. I want to intercept it there so that I cannot get away. Remember, there will be 9 trains in this mission that I have to destroy. And I can only let one at most escape. Gauge here. So I don't have detection at the moment. The robo is still on the way, which means I have to use orbital strikes to manually snipe the lurkers. Kernel activate once again. That will actually hasten the acquisition of this observer, which will be helpful for future sniping of lurkers. You can see these energizers. If the energizer blue is beam, that means it's attacking something. But if it's orange, that means it's boosting something. What I want these energizers to do is just continuously boost my Sentinels so that they can whack this train faster so that it goes down. We do not want this to escape. You can see I have an appreciable number of Zealots right now. I'm branching them off in different directions so I can kind of converge in a pretty much 360 degrees around of this attack wave. I have this observer in place and Zealots closing in from the rear to flank these lurkers and render them completely defenseless. This is the opposite of what I was trying to prevent the enemy from doing. Remember, in the first wave, I backed my Zealots into a wall here so that only one Zealot or only one Zergling can attack at any given time. I just did the reverse of that for this one, where instead of the lurkers being protected by the Hydras and the Zerglings, the Zealots, the Sentinels from the rear, closed in so that the lurkers do not have free reign and get taken out more quickly. That's how you play melee units without abilities. So now I have observers in place. I'll be able to engage this. You can see with the speed upgrade, with the charge upgrade for my Sentinels, I'm able to just close in on these guys more quickly. I retreat for a little bit to my shield batteries so I can have a little bit of healing while that's going on. Of course, need to get a full surround on these lurkers so that they do not destroy my Sentinels. keep whacking these things down. More Sentinels on the way. Of course, these energizers just continuously boosting my Sentinels, so they move really fast and destroy the train. It is very critical that I delete the trains as fast as I can, because I do not want the train to get away, and I don't want to spend most of the game chasing these trains. I'm gonna try to get the first train. Not sure if I can get the second one. I don't think I can get the second one, but I'll definitely try to get the first one. For the time being, I'll have these Sentinels whacking this hybrid. And train is decreasing. Still need more though. I'll try to hold this side for now. I have a bunch of Sentinels. Okay, Sentinels are on the way back. I have more coming in for the surround on these lurkers and these hydralisks. And with the amount of health they have, with remember the masteries, and now my shield upgrades kicking in, or my plasma shielding upgrade kicking in, I have +1 or +1 armor, +2 shields, and +3 attack. So I use the Purifier Beam with this attack wave. It's not gonna count toward my melee units. The Purifier Beam is not a melee unit, since it damages anything in its way. And it does not count as a separate unit, you know. Anyway, I have these energizers. This one sieged up so I can warp in more Sentinels. Meanwhile, this Dude Lord being a nuisance, so I have to kind of use my Orbital Strike to beat it down. Meanwhile, I have a real army of Sentinels now. I even have these pylons here, so I have even more warping points. So I get an even faster surround of enemies. Of course, Ultralisks do not care about being surrounded. They will still deal their damage, but ultimately, it does still impact them because more guys can whack them. 3 Sentinels here will take care of this lurker while being healed by the shield battery. Meanwhile, these Sentinels finishing off the train. I think one guy got hit by a fungal growth. I have to delete these. I have to branch off my army. Some of these will have to defend this base over here. Meanwhile, the rest of my army gets into place to defend this attack wave, or defend against this attack wave specifically. Moving up here, try to get as fast of a surround as possible. Kind of have a 180 surround. That's decent, not incredible, but pretty decent. And the sheer number of Sentinels I have will be enough to overwhelm the attack wave. You can see I'm getting level 2 speed rune upgrades because I'm pulling gas. Also getting double upgrades. Double upgrades will be very important. I'm also getting the range upgrade on the shield batteries, so that they can heal my Sentinels from further away. I have now 9 energizers. I think that's pretty decent. I'll try to maintain myself at that number also because I'm maxed out. Train wave on the way. Think I'm not in a hurry to upgrade or to get any units here, so I'll just hold on to this current wave until I need it. Meanwhile, Sentinels, this side of the engagement is going pretty bad here, but the north side went pretty well for me. I'm getting flanked by these queens, or not flanked, just debuffed by the queens. Now that's gonna make me a very unfavorable engagement, but I have more Zealots warping in, reinforcements, so to speak, to whack the train and make sure it does not delete my entire army, or not get away rather. Meanwhile, this force energizer is just boosting all my Sentinels so that they can attack faster. Could have 191 supply, but I can easily replace that. See, shield batteries just trying to stay alive, and they do. Attack wave on the way. You see, once again, split off a bunch of army over here. So I can try to get us around. I cannot set another one here because I know there's a camp of enemies there. Similar to this one. Just lurking in the shadows. So all I can do is set up a sort of 120 degrees around. Maybe it's 120. But it'll have to do. I snipe down the infestor so it doesn't fungal my entire army. Meanwhile, the rest of it I'm going to try to... Because I have a pylon field here, I'm able to warp in more sentinels on this side. And... Ooh, the infestor got a fungal off. I just finish it off with a orbital strike so it doesn't really slow down my force. Meanwhile, another purifier beam. Again, I need to just thin this force out so it doesn't bother my army, and they can focus on deleting the train. Again, more fire, just so I can damage the train a little bit. Shield battery in trouble a little bit, but that's fine. Again, using orbital strikes on the lurkers so that they don't deal too much damage to my units. Meanwhile, I think my zealots are pretty much fully upgraded. Oh yeah, you have three attack upgrades, 3 shield upgrades, 3 armor upgrades. That is as good as they're gonna get. So all I have to do now is just stay as close to max out as possible for as long as possible, and hope that my damage output is sufficient enough that I will not need to supplement my attacks with the Spear of Adun. I mean, the Spear of Adun is still pretty helpful. It is absolutely helpful, actually. But this series is about melee units, so I'll want to keep the action focused on melee as much as I can. So you can see I'm only using the Sentinels as a primary damage dealing force. Branched off a few of these Sentinels so they can engage these Hydralisks, not deal too much damage to my ramp defense. I have to pretty much Sorrow lands this train, so it goes down. But at the end of the day, the train has been deleted, and I have a bunch of shield batteries and pylons here to keep this base alive. I need this base to stay mining. I let a train escape earlier, if you didn't notice. There was a double train. Oh, I didn't let it. Oh wait, no. That wasn't this game. I didn't let the train escape this game. So this is the last train. Good, good. Yeah, that's actually better. Yeah, 0 missed trains so far. Delete these queens so that they don't keep grouping up my force of sentinels. Got a bunch of guys here hitting my poor defenseless gateways. How dare you? How dare you, sir? That is illegal. That is unacceptable. That is incorrect. That is non-acceptable. It's kind of not okay. Max out once more. Preserved my income on this base. It's gonna be pretty helpful. I will have to make a choice here. So I've chosen to just make a stand here. I've added pylons and shield batteries to help keep my dudes protected. So Sorrow lands there, Sorrow lands on the train, and Sorrow lands on this wave. And now I'm engaging on 2 sides at once. I will lose a bunch of sentinels here, but I've activated current boost so I can just remake any units that I lose. Once again, remax. As soon as I lose units, just remax. Being off the attack, defeating them, and now all I have to do is, yeah, the attack and the escort have been dealt with. Now all I have to do is pretty much delete this last train. It'll be home free for me. That'll be it. No trains have escaped. This was almost done, and down it goes. Using only sentinels. That's absolutely painful. There we go.
We have fought well this day. To our victory.
Yes. Alright, let's see the score screen. Alright, now let's check out the score screen. So we have Karax damage. We have Sentinels dealing 81% of damage 81% out of... Yeah, it's pretty much only Sentinels. Coopcaster Karax is probably the Orbital Strike. Purifier Beam has its own share here on the Maguro screen, which is nice. 122,580. Multiply that by... Oh, no, that's just the trains. I want overall total damage. 235,549. 235,549 multiplied by 81.6%. That is 192. That is the fewest so far. The lowest damage so far. And that will put Karax at 2.49. I think we move on. Total cost time. 124 Zealots or 124 Sentinels times 78. Yeah, 78. Total cost is 96.70. That's by far the cheapest. That is by far the cheapest. Yeah, look at that. So before, cost efficiency number 1 is Kerrigan. Not anymore. Yeah, she was 2 points in cost efficiency. Now she's only 1.61. That's incredible. That's incredible. All right, let's score them here now. They got 78%. 78% multiplied by 3. There we go. Just use the same number system, and then total so far is 6.83. Okay, guys. I don't think Karax can quite take the top spot because of the low total damage, but he is so far the most cost efficient. But now you guys will decide, do you like Karax's Sentinels relative to other melee units? A poll will go up tomorrow asking you guys that. Please vote, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea of what also do, please leave that in a comment. I'll see you guys next time.